Ever since the May elections, we've been following the continued incompetence of what's been going on these reform councils. And honestly, sometimes describing it as incompetence is sometimes just too kind a word. The sheer omnishambles, the stupidity, the things that they think they can get away with and then be completely exposed by is just honestly staggering. And it is very likely that next May, more of these people are going to sort of show up on these councils, potentially even in positions of power, which should really be quite worrying a lot of people in a lot of different areas. I know my area is certainly under threat, possibly of a reform majority council, which does quite worry me considering I've been following all this craziness that's been going on in these other councils. Meanwhile, this is what's going to happen potentially next May. Hopefully not, but you never know. Anyway, meanwhile, back to today's topic. We've been following, of course, Doncaster. Doncaster, it's only just down the road. But of course, Reform, while they did win a majority of seats, they aren't in control of the council because Doncaster is run by a mayoral system. It's one of the few councils that still is run by a mayoral system in the country. But they aren't in control. It's the mayor who has the power. And oh boy, ever since winning, are they salty. Like, they are absolutely salty that they did not win that contest. So much so that they have gone out of their way every single time possibly that they can to try and undermine any decision that the mayor of Doncaster, Ross Jones, actually takes. And DSA in particular, they have had it out for since day one. They were never interested in reopening DSA at all, despite what they might claim. And now, of course, this gets into even more silly territory because there's a reform councillor who, tried to open a very similar announced company to what the council had opened that would be, of course, operating DSA. And yeah, he's been caught doing it. And he's like, whoops. Oh my, I did that. What a total accident. Silly me. Yeah, I don't think it was silly at all. This was done, I think, for pure profit. It really does come across this guy did this. So let's get on into this because this is, as always, you think you've seen the heights of stupidity that these councillors will pull. Well, it still keeps on going. You break through the clouds thinking that's it, but no, it just keeps on going. Anyway, let's get on into this. But before we do that, please do remember to click on the like, share, and of course, subscribe button down below. And of course, don't forget to ring the bell as well so you get notifications of when we go live or when we drop a new video. There are, of course, links down below to help support the channel with the Patreon page, the Buy Me Coffee link where you can buy me coffee, the YouTube thank you button, and of course, as always, there is the YouTube membership button down below. And of course, it is Wednesday, so there is a new video for all the Patreons and the YouTube members as well. So if you want to sign up and see that video as well as all the other videos I've made, then links down below. So as always, thank you very much to all those people who do help and support the channel that way. And of course, let's crack on then, shall we? So, oh me, oh my. So this says it all. Reform councillor who created duplicate Doncaster Sheffield Airport managing company to lose committee roles. I mean, title says it all. You cannot just open a similar sounding name and then just go, oh, guess I'm in charge. Anyway, let's find out on this. Anyway, so a reform councillor who co-founded a new Fly Doncaster brand company for financial gain will now lose his committee positions, his party has said. Councillor David Knight was listed as the director of Fly Doncaster, the Auxiliary Services Limited, alongside his party colleague and Reform UK deputy leader, Councillor Rachel Reid. And I am surprised she hasn't lost her position either. She's claiming that she's completely innocent in all this, but we'll see. I doubt there will be any investigation or serious investigation into this, but it would not surprise me if, she was. She's claiming innocence on this, but we've seen just how insane these people are. We've followed along with what they are like. But we'll see. Anyway, The business, of course, established on Companies House back on the 18th of September, shares the first part of its name with the arm's length company created by the council to manage Doncaster Sheffield Airport, or DSA. Its incorporation then led to confusion after sources within the City of Doncaster Council confirmed that the new business had, quote, absolutely nothing to do with us. However, Councillor Jason Charity, the Reform UK Group spokesperson, confirmed it was, quote, not something that Reform UK would have approved. So even they knew doing this was wrong. He said it was Councillor Knight's idea. He thought that the auxiliary services around the DSA had not been established, and he thought there was a business opportunity in it. Even then, you can't just go, I know, I'm going to be the one who sets up all the auxiliary stuff around DSA. That's not how it works. That's not how it works at all. But there you go. Anyway, the party, of course, accepted that Councillor Knight had created the business, which would have dealt directly with the council now for financial gain. Whilst the founding of the company was entirely legal, Reform UK said that it was not something elected councillors should be doing. Oh, they know it's something they should not be doing. And it's strange for them to actually acknowledge that on that one. Anyway, Councillor Charity then added that it was a big mistake that Knight had made, and it was not consulting with the local leadership or even the national HQ, where the idea would have been immediately rejected. We have now withdrawn his committee privileges, and he will not sit on any committees, Charity said. It means that Councillor Knight will no longer sit on the Overview Scrutiny and Management Committee, nor even chair the Health and Adult Social Care Overview Scrutiny Panel. He wasn't intending to hide behind it, and nothing he acted on it has been confidential. And nothing he acted on has been confidential, Charity concluded. Then why did he set up to begin with? And why did you say that he purely set it up for his own financial stuff? And why is Reform UK being so like, oh yeah, even we wouldn't do that. That's you know, yeah, he's been absolutely caught doing this, and I generally what this guy was thinking, who knows? But this is a reform councillor. Of course, we know thought and thinking are complete foreign ideas to these people, quite frankly. Despite, of course, now being registered as 50-50 partners on the new business, the party is now rallied to the defence of the deputy leader, Councillor Rachel Reid, who chairs the OCMS. Charity said, for Rachel, we have now taken advice on her ability to chair the OCMS, and based on her explanation, it would not have hindered her. He told the local democracy reporting service that Knight had suggested the idea to Rachel as she was rushing, idea to Reid as she was rushing to a committee meeting. Reid is said to have quickly agreed to the idea. Bizarre. Oh, yes, I'm running to this committee meeting. Oh, hello. What? A new business idea? Sure, but I've got to go to this committee meeting. But yeah, sure, sign me up. That's a weird story. Is anyone else like going, yeah, that's weird? That's ringing alarm bells for me, for sure. Anyway, Charity, of course, continued. She didn't think it through in the rush, Councillor Charity said. She said it sounded like a great idea, and before she knew it, she was registered on the company. The Reform Group leader, Councillor Gary Ashton, has now reportedly had a number of conversations with Councillor Knight following the mishap. So the misstep, sorry. But yeah, you would hope so. You would hope so on this. Knight now is set to deregister the company, and with the party adding that Reid has already set the ball rolling now to resign as a director. The episode, of course, follows the unanimous approval of the £160 million worth of public money to now reopening DSA, which closed back in 2022. And of course, it goes on to this, tells about how they put the motion of no confidence in this, which again meant nothing, wasted basically a lot of people's time. But yeah, when even Reform UK is going, yeah, he shouldn't have done that. Meanwhile, that story, oh yes, I was just running to my council committee meeting and I was late, and he just, someone just, he said it was just, here's a great business idea. Sure, sounds like a great idea. Sign me up. That is very suspicious to me, but if that's the story they're going with, that's the story they want to defend with, sure, but that raises suspicions to me. I think they know as well that maybe if she would say if this had apparently gone another way, maybe they would be, of course, now having to look for another deputy or a new deputy on here. But yeah, while this, of course, hasn't meant the removal of someone from the Reform UK group in Doncaster, I'm surprised they honestly didn't. This is obviously bang out of line. A councillor should not be doing this to set up a company that would directly profit from from their position potentially being on the council. That is a big no on this one, that's for sure. But let me know what you think about all this. I can see us definitely coming back to Doncaster probably more in the future, because they are incredibly salty and doing anything they possibly can to try and upset the apple cart in Doncaster, which is sad because, DSA reopening is a really good thing for Doncaster, but not for these guys. So, as always, let me know what you think down below. And of course, as always, we'll see you all next time.